The alien general laughed at us. Then we wiped out his fleet. Imagine for a moment, you're standing face to face with one of the most powerful beings in the galaxy. An alien general, whose entire race has conquered planets and civilizations far beyond anything humanity has achieved. You, a human with no special powers, no advanced technology, nothing but sheer will and determination. You try to reason with them, warn them of the consequences of their arrogance, and then they laugh at you. Imagine hearing that laugh, that mocking, almost condescending sound, as they tell you that your planet is doomed. Your entire race will be wiped out within hours. How would you respond? How could you possibly face the might of such an advanced enemy? The answer is simple: you fight back. And not only do you fight, but you win. Today's story is not just about an invasion or an alien encounter. It's about human resilience, about the unyielding determination to survive in the face of impossible odds. This is the story of how humanity faced off against a seemingly unstoppable alien fleet, and how we wiped them out, turning the tables on the alien general who once thought he was invincible. So buckle up, because this is going to be one wild ride. We were hopelessly outmatched, outnumbered, and outclassed. The alien general had everything in his favor. His fleet was vast, his technology far superior. But humanity, despite being the underdog, had one crucial thing on its side, something that no amount of technology could overcome, and that was our will to survive. So stick with me, and by the end of this story, you'll see why that alien general will never forget the day he laughed at us. This may sound like something out of a science fiction movie, but I'm here to tell you, this story is real. It really happened. It was one of the most extraordinary moments in human history, and the repercussions of that day have rippled across the universe. By the end of this video, you'll understand why even the most powerful alien species learned the hard way. Never underestimate humanity. The calm before the storm. Before all of this happened, life on Earth was, well, normal. We had our own problems, of course: political tensions, climate change, wars, economic crises, but we weren't exactly worrying about an alien invasion. We were focused on our daily lives: work, family, entertainment. Most of us couldn't even imagine what it would be like to face an existential threat from outer space. The closest we came was through movies and TV shows. Alien invasions were just entertainment, fiction, something that could never happen to us. But then, everything changed. No one saw it coming. The first signs were subtle, easily dismissed as random glitches in our technology. Satellites malfunctioned. Communication systems were jammed, only to briefly recover. At first, we thought it was a technical issue, just the normal breakdowns that come with our increasingly complex digital age. But as the weeks passed, the signs grew harder to ignore. Then came the sightings. A few people scattered across the world reported seeing strange, unidentifiable objects in the sky. These reports were usually dismissed as weather balloons or drones. But there was something odd about the way they moved, something unexplainable. They were not like anything we had ever seen before. And still, we ignored the signs. Our governments, our military, they thought it was just a matter of time before someone figured out what was going on. And then, there was the strange energy signature we picked up one day. It was like nothing we had encountered before. A high-frequency pulse coming from deep space. At first, it seemed like a natural phenomenon, but as it grew stronger, more organized, we began to realize something terrible. The pulse was being sent to us. Someone, or something, was communicating, and it was directed at Earth. One day, everything changed. I remember exactly where I was when the world first saw the alien fleet. A satellite relay station picked it up, and the first image that came through was mind-boggling. It was a massive fleet, stretching across the sky, blocking out the stars as it moved toward Earth. And still, people didn't believe it. Governments scrambled, trying to find answers, but no one could figure out what to do. The threat was real, but no one was prepared for it. Then came the first communication. It was broadcast worldwide, interrupting every channel, every screen. The alien general's face appeared on our screens, cold and emotionless. His eyes were dark and lifeless, his skin a strange, shimmering color that seemed to pulse with an unnatural energy. His voice, when it came, was deep and commanding, filled with authority. He didn't speak in any language we recognized, but somehow we understood. His message was clear: surrender or face annihilation. His words were laced with an arrogance that was almost palpable. He laughed at us, mocking humanity's resistance. He claimed that his fleet was unstoppable, that no human technology could ever hope to stand against their might. He made it clear that Earth was his target, and there was nothing we could do to stop them. His words were chilling. Your time is up. Earth's fate is sealed. Surrender, and we will show mercy. Resist, and we will show you why no one has ever defeated us. That was it. His words echoed across every corner of the Earth, leaving us stunned, confused, and terrified. The alien general had issued his challenge, and he was certain of one thing: humanity was doomed. The world's leaders immediately began meeting to discuss the best course of action, but no one had any real solutions. Our weapons were useless against their ships. Our communication systems were jammed. For the first time in history, the entire world stood united in fear. Some wanted to negotiate, others wanted to fight, but we all knew one thing: we were hopelessly outclassed. In the face of certain defeat, something remarkable happened. Humans, even when faced with the worst possible odds, never give up. And so, we began to fight back. It wasn't with fancy weapons or advanced technology. It was with the only thing we had left: our ingenuity. Our top scientists, engineers, and military strategists began working around the clock. They quickly realized that we couldn't defeat the alien fleet head-on. But we didn't need to. We only needed to outsmart them. We learned everything we could about their technology, their weaknesses, and then we struck. We developed a multi-tiered plan to strike the aliens where they least expected it. We started by disrupting their communications, breaking down their ability to coordinate. Then we turned to their ships, hacking into their systems and creating confusion within their ranks. Our first strike was a test, a virus that would infiltrate their network, disable their defenses, and give us the upper hand. The moment we unleashed our virus was the moment everything changed. The alien fleet, once a well-coordinated force, was now in disarray. Ships began to malfunction. Some of them turned on each other. Communications broke down, and their leaders lost control. Humanity had managed to gain a small foothold, and we were ready to take advantage of it. With the alien fleet in chaos, we began launching full-scale attacks on their weakest points. Our forces, small but well-coordinated, moved in for the kill. We hit their command centers, their key ships, their fuel reserves, all with surgical precision. The alien general's arrogance quickly turned to fear. He watched as his fleet was systematically destroyed, unable to stop us. Our technology was far inferior to theirs, but we knew how to make it work. We didn't need superior weapons. We just needed to be smarter. Our pilots, our engineers, and our soldiers performed the impossible. With each passing hour, we struck back harder and harder. The alien general, once confident in his victory, was now scrambling to save his fleet. The final clash was nothing short of epic. We used every trick in the book to take down their remaining ships, launching a relentless barrage of attacks. It wasn't just about firepower, it was about intelligence, strategy, and the will to never give up. The alien fleet, once an unstoppable force, was now decimated. As the alien fleet crumbled, the general realized something terrible. He had underestimated us. He had laughed at our primitive ways, mocked our resistance, and yet here we were, victorious. His fleet was gone, destroyed by a species he had deemed insignificant. The general, once all-powerful, was now a broken figure, humiliated beyond belief. His final transmission was filled with disbelief and anger. He had no choice but to admit defeat, to acknowledge that humanity was not as weak as he had thought. In the end, he knew his fleet had been wiped out, not because we were stronger, but because we were smarter, and we refused to surrender. Perhaps, in his last moments, he realized that the true strength of humanity lay not in our technology, but in our spirit. We had proven something that day. We are not to be underestimated. As I reflect on that day, I can't help but marvel at what we accomplished. We were outnumbered, outgunned, and outclassed, yet we triumphed. It wasn't a victory of technology, it was a victory of willpower, determination, and the refusal to be conquered. We showed the universe that humanity, when pushed to the brink, will fight back and we will win. We learned something crucial. Humanity's greatest strength lies not in our weapons, but in our ability to adapt, to think on our feet, and to come together in the face of adversity. We may not have the advanced tech of the alien species, but we have something they'll never understand: the will to fight and the ingenuity to turn the tide in our favor. Thank you for joining me on this extraordinary journey. The victory over the alien general's fleet will forever be remembered as a turning point in human history, a moment that proved our resilience, our ingenuity, and our unshakable determination to survive. If you enjoyed this story, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. Let me know your thoughts in the comments below. What do you think would have happened if humanity had failed? How do you think we could defend ourselves in the future? Thanks for your time, and I'll see you in the next video. Until then, stay strong, stay curious, and never stop believing in the power of the human spirit.